Hi, welcome back to Ensign Equipment. I'm Andrew Hartline, Sales Manager here. Today I've got an application spotlight to go over with you on this bulk bag unloading station right behind me. Before we get into the specifics of the accessories and options we put together, let's first really review what the application was and the system needs. A customer we worked on with this is going to be a plastics processor that utilizes calcium carbonate as a micro ingredient in their manufacture of their parts. And they were extending one of their lines and needed to be able to introduce into their system the calcium carbonate from the bulk bag in a dust-free environment as well as efficiently, so making sure the material flows well. If you're not familiar with calcium carbonate powder, it is pretty non-free flowing, especially when it gets really, really fine. And so having certain options and accessories to condition the material while it's still in the bag, as well as when it's out of the bag, was pretty critical to achieving what the process requirements were. So from a top-down approach, we'll take a look at the machine behind me. To start off, this is our electric hoist and motorized trolley bulk bag unloader. So we're able to lift up to 4,000-pound bags vertically and then traverse them into the unloading frame. Bags can securely rest on our bag rest pan, and integral to that bag rest pan is our dual massaging paddles. These paddles provide over 2,000 pounds of force on each paddle, and actually will extend those paddles past the 90-degree point, which is going to free up any agglomerated materials or non-free flowing materials and get a continuous flow of product out of the bag. Just below our bag rest pan is our iris valve assembly. This is a great resource to operators who need to untie bags safely, as well as control the flow of product out of the bag and into the downstream process. So they're able to slowly and incrementally open up that bag and allow the control of material into the downstream process, as opposed to it all just dumping out all at once. Just below our iris valve is our bag spout clamp seal assembly. So this is how we achieve a dust-tight transfer from the bulk bag to the downstream process. Inside is an inner ring, and then there's an outer ring, and then we take a top plate and positively clamp against an FDA compliant seal, which creates a dust-tight connection between the discharge spout of the bulk bag and the downstream process of whatever we're connected to. In this instance, the downstream process below this point is our reservoir hopper. This application didn't require much of a reservoir hopper, so it's a relatively small 6 cubic foot capacity, but it does have 70-degree cone so that it has a mass flow. And additionally, this was a very fine powder, this calcium carbonate, so we had added mechanical agitations, which is something we've highlighted in previous videos, and I would encourage you to take a look. Out of the hopper, it's discharging into a vacuum takeaway box, and we are being connected into an existing vacuum system that the customer already had in the facility. A low-level sensor in the hopper tells us when the bag is empty and that we need to introduce a new one. And so there is an audible and visual alarm on the control station to indicate that to operators. So not necessarily a particularly overly unique application on this one, but definitely has options and accessories that we didn't feel like we highlighted quite just yet that is able to be put together on a bag unloading system from us. If you have applications where you may need one or all of these same things, please reach out to us. If this video did bring you some value, we do ask you to like it and share it with your cohorts in the industry, and we'll catch you on the next one.